It is a rather unexpected honor to be here today, because when I was 14, if you would have told me that a decade later I'd be speaking at an event called Future Global Leaders, I'd have scoffed in your face. I was, like many teenagers, aimless, unmotivated, trying to find my way, occasionally depressed, a mediocre student. It wasn't until a 19-year-old Ghanaian tutor who had saved money for a plane ticket to come to the US and pursue the American dream stepped into my life that my trajectory transformed. Working with this tutor day in and day out throughout my freshman year in high school changed my entire worldview, not just because he taught me math and helped me get back on my feet, but because he taught me to treat my life like an entrepreneurial venture and each of my decisions as if they were investments in my future. And so 4 years later, when I ended up at the University of Chicago on a full-ride scholarship, after having never thought that I would even go to college in the first place, I was looking to pay it forward. And around that time, another thing happened. The economy collapsed. And my friends and I at the University of Chicago, economics nerds, wanted to do something because we couldn't stand. We were so disturbed by the economic resource disparity between our Ivy-decked campus and the local neighborhoods who could clearly use some help. We looked around just a few blocks in any direction from our Hyde Park campus and saw boarded-up businesses, abandoned cars, foreclosed homes, check cashers and payday lenders, liquor stores on every corner, and we just wanted to help. So we thought, what's the simplest solution that we could create? What could we do as college students to make an impact on local youth and local families? And the solution we came up with was to create a tutoring program. But instead of focusing on academics, we thought, what if we focus on money? Because every young person, the minute they hit 18, has to face the densest concentration of life-changing financial decisions they've ever had to face and might ever have to face, from paying rent to holding down their first job, to navigating student loans and scholarships. The list goes on and on. And so we built a tutoring program, partnered with a few local schools, and to our surprise, conversations and lessons about Kim Kardashian's credit habits and Allen Iverson's spending problems very quickly led to remarkable results, like the student who helped his mother keep the heat on in the winter by bringing budgeting skills home after his mother had lost her job, or the student who saved money to buy his little sister a pair of eyeglasses so that she didn't have to sit in the front of the class and squint to see the board and get made fun of by her friends. And as the program took off in Chicago, it also took off elsewhere. We received calls, Facebook messages, tweets from friends and random people on other college campuses across the country who wanted to join this movement and be evangelists for this cause. And so before we knew it, we were at the helm of the largest youth movement around financial literacy in the US. But as we grew this movement nationally, we soon thought that we might be in over our heads. We learned of the stunning magnitude and depth of the problem that we were attempting to solve, that for the first time in history, the fastest growing group of bankruptcy filers is 18 to 25 years old. We also learned, relatedly, that for the first time in history, student loan debt exceeds credit card debt at over $1 trillion. And every single year, I mean, you would think that statistics like those would drive someone in the system, the education system or the Treasury or somebody, to take radical, massive action immediately. But yet, there was no solution stopping 2 million young people every single year from entering the real-world Shark Tank, essentially, with no prior skills or training to do what they're about to do every day, which is interact with money. And so we built this program, and we thought, how can we do this even better? And right at that time, we had an embarrassing revelation that while all of our programs were happening in class, none of our students' financial decisions were happening in class. They were all happening outside of the classroom. And at the same time, we learned that almost all of our students have smartphones as their primary means of connectivity. So we put our program in our students' pockets, and built a mobile application. And the idea was to deepen relationships with our students, not to replace in-person mentoring, but to enhance it, to get better data, to drive real results, and to bring financial education to life, to help students make better decisions on a day-to-day basis. And so we built a mobile app. Our students call it Instagram for Money. And I'll give you a few quick examples. On the left here, we have a student who, just like in Instagram, took a picture of a financial decision she made, which was to get her hair done by her mom instead of the local parlor, and saved over $100. On the right, we have a student who went for a simple walk at Navy Pier, an everyday action, but viewed it as a financial choice to save and not spend. One really remarkable example on the left is this student who walked past a shoe store, felt tempted to go in and buy a pair of shoes, and instead snapped a photo of her impulse saving moment and posted it to her classroom newsfeed. And what's remarkable about this is that she has 4 likes and 3 comments instantaneously in real time from her friends in her classroom and her mentor, who are all getting push notifications when she makes a smart financial decision. For the first time in history, delayed gratification is becoming instantly gratifiable. And on the right, we see a student who's put a number of Benjamins away for college. So this isn't just about hot Cheetos and shoes. This is about futures. Now, this would be an opportunity for one of our mentors to intervene and suggest opening a bank account. This matters because we in this city and we in this country care about things like violence, healthcare. We care about things like better jobs. But at the core of each of our existence is money. And that's an unshakable truth. Financial stability for the individual, for the family, for the community is an unshakable truth that matters. And if we want a prosperous and equitable future for this city, for this country, and for this world, we need to believe in our young people and give them the support and the tools for them to succeed on their own terms. The President of the United States has deemed this a priority by creating a council that we have the privilege of representing our students on, and Wall Street is buying into this because they believe in our students. So we need you to, as well, believe in our students, and believe in yourselves, and believe in the future. Thank you.